Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Let's start with the New Orleans Saints. They lose their fifth in a row. We have reached an unprecedented time in the Sean Payton era. He's been here since 2006 as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, and for the first time, New Orleans has hit a 5-game losing streak. There's no other way to say it. This is not a very good football team right now, in large part because they're playing with what amounts to a practice squad roster. You just can't, in the NFL, where the margin is so thin, lose as many guys as New Orleans has and think you're going to go win football games. It's why, you appreciate the good times and understand that they don't last forever, because inevitably something like this can happen. And to add injury to the insult of last night's game, Taysom Hill reportedly has a torn ligament in his finger, the same injury that Russell Wilson had that forced him to miss some time. And Taysom Hill's very likely looking at surgery for that finger. So we'll delve into that. Specifically on the game, at this point, I feel a little bit like a broken record, but we say it every week and have for the last 5 weeks. The margin's too thin in the NFL. Brett Maher misses a field goal wide right. It's 3 points. Taysom Hill takes a sack, taking the Saints out of field goal range. Missed on 3 points. You throw an interception right before half inside the 5-yard line. At least 3 points, maybe a touchdown right there. You throw a pick six, giving Dallas a defensive score. In the NFL, where everybody's pros and the margin is so thin, you can't miss on 3 scoring opportunities, especially when you're so thin at quarterback. You're without your top offensive tackles. You don't have your best offensive player. You don't have your starting tight end. We've been down this road so many times. The Saints have to play nearly flawless football to win, and they aren't doing that. And then it doesn't help. The issues are exacerbated when you have a penalty that wipes out a gain of roughly a quarter of a football field for an illegal blindside block, which was basically just blocking the rusher. I mean, those are the types of things, though, that when you're in the middle of a 5-game losing streak and nothing seems to be going your way, those are the things that are magnified. After the game, here was Sean Payton, his thoughts on the loss to Dallas on Thursday night.
First half, I thought we played well defensively. I thought we stopped the run. I thought we stayed on schedule. I thought we did a few things offensively. Obviously, the turnover going in before the half in the red area was a significant play. I think they ended up turning around on their next drive and scoring. So the second half obviously was different, but it's difficult. It's difficult losing. We have a few days here where we've got to get back and, get on to the next game.
What they do at quarterback moving forward is going to be really interesting. Because when you're this bad, anything seems plausible, right? I mean, clearly Taysom Hill with the finger injury is not going to be able to throw the football. Do you just put a splint on it, let it be a runner? I mean, he threw 4 picks last night. It was ugly. I mean, he missed what would have been a sure touchdown with a short throw. He was it was so abundantly clear the finger was bothering him. I mean, he's got a torn ligament in his finger, his middle finger on his throwing hand. And he's not an accurate passer to begin with. But my goodness, running the football, 11 carries for 101 yards, to average 9.2 yards per carry. That's the only thing that really worked for the Saints offense, was Taysom Hill going sort of single wing, wildcat. And what a valuable role that is on this team. Do you play Trevor Siemian and keep Taysom in the wildcat role? Do you give Ian Book a shot? Because why not? These are the kinds of things that Sean Payton's going to have to consider here down the stretch. He did compliment Taysom Hill, though.
Man, I thought he played with a lot of heart, a lot of guts. We didn't help many in the first half. I'll be honest with you, we got to catch that first interception. We got to. It's the perfect coverage look we get. We drop a ball, they make a good play on it. That's unfortunate.
It was. The tip pass interception cost the Saints points before halftime. It's just, you look at it, and it's a 27-17 final, and I rolled through missing a field goal, taking a sack that knocked you out of field goal range, the missed opportunity at points right before half there, the pictures. I mean, those things, that's why you lose football games. Taysom Hill's performance was ugly. He was 19 of 41. Let me say that again slowly. He was 19 of 41 for 264. 2 touchdowns, the 4 picks. I did take 2 sacks. His quarterback rating was 44. And it's heinous. That's the guy that we've talked about for the last 2 years now, but why I've said Taysom Hill's never going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Because that's him. That's what he is as a passer. As a rusher, he's dynamic. Let him do that. But if he wants to continue to force feed this, okay. But do you give him the caveat? Do you give him the excuse because of the finger? And that there's some validity to it, but he wasn't that good to begin with. Either way, here's Taysom on his performance last night.
I'm not going to rush to any conclusions, having not seen the tape or anything. But, man, I feel like we did some things really well tonight, and then we did some things really poorly. Obviously, it's tough to win a game when you turn the ball over 4 times. And so as you look at the stats and you look at what we did, that's obviously the thing that jumps out to you that's disappointing. The drive at the end of the first half is disappointing, having the turnover there, not getting any points out of that drive. And then later taking a sack and not getting any points on that drive. And then some of the other things, just kind of freak things. But that's really what jumps out.
Some of those have nothing to do with his injured finger. And it underscores why that's a guy that's not going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. But clearly the Saints value his role with this team. To what detriment? The conversation that's going to persist is if the Saints start splitting reps at quarterback, and Sean Payton was asked that immediately after the game?
No, he was playing quarterback. I hurt his finger. We had to splint it somewhere in the first half. But, he felt good enough to go. But our plan was to play him.
And they never went to Trevor Siemian, even despite the injury. So the Saints are at 5-7, and they get 10 days off. And I'm most upset today at Mike Triplett, quite honestly, because we talked to Mike right before the game, and he said, "Look, if you find a way to scratch out this win," and he actually gave me hope. Damn him! He said, "Look, you find a way to scratch out this win, you're 500, and you get 10 days off. You're gonna get probably Kamara back and Armstead and Ramsey. You're gonna get healthy." And then you go play the Jets. And I'm like, I'll be damned. That actually is really plausible. And then you beat the Jets, and then can you beat Miami? Sure, you can beat Miami. There's opportunities there. But the kicker was you had to win last night. And really hard for this team to win football games right now. And they didn't on Thursday night. So the Saints fall to 5-7. First 5-game losing streak of the Sean Payton era. You can tell it's weighing on him. So much of the remainder of this season is going to be getting guys healthy, figuring out what you have for next year, and what the plan is to get this roster back in shape to be a contending team. But it's going to start with quarterback at some spot, and it's not going to be a guy on the roster right now. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.